Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm going to talk about video games. Let's talk about Bungie and how it's not working out for Sony. They spent a ridiculous amount of money to acquire Bungie, and they've lost a ridiculous amount of money on Bungie. Destiny 2 was a massive flop for them. Now they're betting everything on Marathon, but they've had all kinds of controversy around Marathon, so I don't see that working out very well for them either. But yeah, it looks like they're kind of running headfirst into the wood chipper, and I have to wonder how long until Bungie's shut down. I mean, it's already kind of been folded, I guess, into the rest of Sony. But you know, all these companies spent billions and billions of dollars to acquire these game studios, and they haven't recouped any of that money. I mean, look at Microsoft, right? Look at them buying Blizzard, Activision, Blizzard, whatever. You know, it's not working out for them. It really isn't. And is it like a write-off? I mean, is that why they're doing it? They have to know, like, no company is worth tens of billions of dollars right now. None of these AAA studios are worth that much, especially if they don't have the IP that made them great in the first place. In the case of Bungie, that'd be Halo. They don't have Halo anymore. And Destiny is no Halo. Sorry. It has never been as popular as Halo. And Destiny 2 was a huge, massive flop. So let's talk about just how badly they screwed this up. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, if you're looking to get notified of videos, just go out to clownshishtv.com, and our latest videos are at the top of the page. And we have some new stuff coming going into 2026. We're going to be ramping up our offerings over on more.clownfishtv.com. And we're going to be starting some forums and some game servers. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Also, you've got a little bit of time yet to check out Geeky Sparkles glittering Christmas pins. She's selling those. We're going to close this campaign out, I think, probably either the end of this week or end of next week. When we run out of pins, we've already got a count, and when we're done, we're done. So check it out. Thank you very much. All right. So I love this headline. This is coming from PC Gamer. Welp says Sony sure looks like buying Bungie didn't work out. I think people warned them. They said this is not going to go the way you think, but these companies get stupid with their money, and then they blow it on these studios, and then they run them into the ground. Or they let the studios run themselves into the ground because they hire the wrong people. And now we're seeing massive course correction, right? That's what I'm using air quotes here. Massive course correction all over the place right now, everywhere. It said sales and user engagement have not reached expectations on Destiny 2. Oh my God, guys. Bungie's been having a rough old time ever since its 2022 acquisition by Sony. There have been multiple rounds of layoffs, a delay to the seemingly ill-fated extraction shooter Marathon. We're going to talk about that because they still think Marathon is going to be a thing that's going to work. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's going to be a thing that's going to work. Employees say that the company morale is in freefall. In its latest financial report, Sony says that Bungie has failed to meet targets and Destiny 2 is underperforming. The report includes a 31.5 billion yen, that's 204 million US dollars, impairment loss that attributes to Destiny 2 failing to hit targets, with the chief financial officer Lin Tao telling investors regarding Destiny 2, partially due to the changes in the competitive environment, the level of sales and user engagement have not reached the expectations we held at the time of the acquisition of Bungie. While we will continue to make improvements, we downwardly revised the business projection for the time being and recorded an impairment loss against a portion of the assets at Bungie. Wow. Yeah, and this is after Bungie CEO Pete Parsons retiring. Destiny 2 sentiment at an all-time low. Yeah, things are not good. The writing has been on the wall for some time. Destiny 2 is in the doldrums. Marathon feels like it'll need a miracle between now and an apparent March 2026 release. I'll believe it when I see it. And this is after they got accused of stealing artwork and all this other crap, and that the beta testers don't think the game is very good. You know, CEO Pete Parsons departed in August after overseeing massive layoffs. This is a dumpster fire. God, seriously, did you ever think we'd be here where a company like Bungie is just in tatters, right? And same with Blizzard, same with Activision. And they take the founders, they take the heart out of the company when they buy them. They buy this IP, but that doesn't mean they know what the hell they're doing, right? The worst thing a company can do is sell to one of these mega corps. If you expect this company to remain intact, I am terrified that one of these days Gabe is gonna nope out and just sell Valve, because I could totally see him like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just gonna sell to like Sony or Disney or one of these guys, and that's the end of it. That's gonna be the end of it. But like, yeah, the situation with Bungie, I mean, Microsoft bought Halo, they ran that into the ground. And then Sony bought the rest of it. I mean, there wasn't really much left to buy, but they bought the rest of it and they ran that into the ground. Millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars wasted, burnt, billions of dollars just burnt. Just, I mean, incinerated. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what you could do with like whatever they paid? I don't know what they paid for this one, but I know like Blizzard was like $69 billion or something. Could you imagine the problems in the world that you could solve with that kind of money? Can you imagine like all the houses you could build for people you could feed, you could give health care to people? No. Let's just burn it all. Let's just go buy some video game studio and burn all the fucking money within a few short years. That's a better use of our time. I just like, God, seriously. Yeah, Marathon's going to be a disaster. I can guarantee it. I mean, especially when we've got indie studios that are making these big guys look bad. They don't have the bloat. You can get, a dozen people together and put out a pretty decent game. Some of these games are put out with like, 5 people, 2 people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many people are working on Stardew Valley? I think it's just like one guy, isn't it? I mean, it's crazy. And that sold better than probably Destiny 2 at this point. I don't know. A notable element of his exit was that Bungie no longer has a CEO. Instead, as part of Bungie's integration in the Sony machine, Justin Truman's the new studio head. It's just a brand now. That's all it is. It's just a brand. It's also not too much of a stretch to see Sony's statement in the context of the catastrophe that was Concord. Can we say that now, or does that make you a Nazi? Can we say that Concord was one of the biggest failures in the history of video games? I mean, it really was. Like hundreds of millions. Like, what did they say? It was like $200, $300 million, and they shut the thing down after 2 weeks. A major part of Sony's rationale for acquiring Bungie was the studio's expertise in the live service genre, but after taking such an eye-watering loss on Concord and closing its developer, the company's once bullish approach to live service has gone the way of the dodo. It has now canceled 8 out of a dozen live service games that were once in development. Okay, I missed this. I got to look at this. This is in August. After canceling 8 of the 12 live service games Sony promised to release by 2025, PlayStation Studios boss says the number doesn't really matter. What's important to me is having a diverse set of player experiences. Well, here's the thing. When everybody's playing Fortnite, why do they need a new game? I mean, seriously. I mean, like Fortnite's basically it. I don't understand why I understand why they all want to chase live service, because they're like, oh, subscription revenue, right? DLC. But gamers are tired of it. They're tired of it. They want self-contained, completed games. They don't want them to cost $100. And they're getting it from indie developers now. They're not getting it from the AAA studios. They all just they're just looking for a way to monetize you, to make sure you don't own your game. And then you could invest, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into a game, and they could just shut the server down. And that's it. You're done. No more game. It doesn't matter how much money you put into it. There's no way to get that money back, right? A lot is clearly riding on Marathon. PC Gamer's resident Bungie fanatic Tim Clark found plenty to like in the extraction shooter even before the delay, but the mood music around the game couldn't be worse. Even the devs behind Arc Raiders saw the reactions to Marathon's early play tests as some great feedback on what not to do. So Arc Raiders is a huge hit right now. Wow. Arc Raiders designer said, yeah, that's the thing. Arc Raiders beat them to market, and like people are going to look at Marathon and be like, oh yeah, it's, also ran. It's also ran. Arc Raiders designer says Marathon's reception was a great A/B test. This is last month, I guess. They made decisions we didn't, and vice versa. We could compare and contrast how some of those things shook out. There are going to be comparisons for sure. But yeah, they beat them, and it's a much smaller team, and it's very well received. And, I mean, it's just that there's nothing Bungie is doing now that's unique. That's the thing. Like if you're going to drop billions of dollars on a studio, they better do something that nobody else can do. In the case of Blizzard, they have World of Warcraft and Diablo. So I would say that they were probably worth it. Call of Duty, obviously. I'd say they're probably worth it. But after you take Halo out of Bungie, what else they got? Nothing. They got nothing. We got to go back to Marathon, right? That game came out, like, everybody forgot that game existed. It came out like years and years ago. I want to see Myth Fallen Lords. I want to see that again. I'd love to see a new Myth game. I don't think I want Bungie touching it, though. I would rather see them license it out to somebody else, because I used to play the shit out of it. That's how I knew who Bungie was before Halo. Like, because I had a Mac in the 90s because I did graphic design, right? And there weren't a whole lot of games for Mac, but Bungie did release their games for Mac. And I think it was through Aspire. Aspire used to release all the Mac games. They'd port stuff over. But I had both of the Myth games, and I used to play the shit out of them, and they were so much fun. But that was a totally different company, right? I mean, again, they own the brand, but it's not the same company. This is not the same company that gave you Halo. And neither is Microsoft. Like, it no longer exists. And I think we have to get to that place with everything, whether it's games or comics or animation or whatever. It's like, you might have a corporation own a particular IP, but it does not mean that that brand is the same, that the company is the same. Chances are very good it's not the same company anymore, even though they own the things that that company created. Lucasfilm has no George Lucas. It's not the same company it was when George Lucas was there, right? It's a spoke in the Disney wheel. And I kind of feel the same about these game studios. Like, yeah, you may own the brand, you may own the IP, but when indie developers put out games that feel more like the IP that you own than the official stuff, you got a problem. I'm just saying, you got a huge, huge problem. So I got to take a look at this before we wrap it up. Okay, so the Game Post says Sony says it's fully dedicated to launching Bungie's Marathon within the fiscal year of March 2026. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Rip the Band-Aid off, because I think it's going to be a shit show. I think this one's going to be terrible. I don't think it's going to be received well. It's already had a lot of controversy. We've already had the boss leave. I mean, that's not good. But yeah, we're going to release it next year. I mean, same with Ubisoft. Ubisoft was like, oh, we're bringing Assassin's Creed out, and we're bringing Star Wars Outlaws out, dear investors. And that's what this is about too, is making the investors happy. So many of these game studios just stay independent, right? Just don't sell out to some big corporation, because at that point, you're going to have to do a song and dance every quarter to make the investors happy, and not the gamers happy, not your customers happy. It's all about maximum profit, which is why they're all chasing live service, because the investors are like, well, we expect, record profits every quarter, and that's just not realistic. In fact, anybody that's invested in these companies by now needs to see that the writing's on the wall for AAA as a whole. Yeah, so supposedly it's coming next year. With regards to the development of Marathon, we're still working on it from October 22nd, then the 28th for a week. There's a technical test that involves 80,000 people. As a result, the gameplay and then retention. Those are the key KPIs that we were tested on. Then we're in the process of analyzing the performance, and as needed, we will make corrections. We're fully dedicated to launching the title as scheduled. And yes, we assume that will launch within the year, and that's included in the forecast. And, Grand Theft Auto was supposed to come out this year too. I'm just saying, like, they're going to test it. People are going to be like, this is not good, and send it back to the kitchen, and then it's going to push it back again. Or they might just rip the Band-Aid off and hope for the best. I don't know. After Concord, I don't know if they can afford to. So I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.